Welcome, I'm Fleet Admiral Lewis. I'm just here to give some basic training techniques on how to set up your character and how to change bridge officer skills and so on and so forth. I'm going to be trying to remember things to teach you for the early part of the game, so bear with me if I do a lot of umming and erring. There's one of them. So what I've got first is we'll start with your ship. Basically we're going to look at how to best set it up for weapons and so on. Now as you look at mine, this is a tier 6 tactical escort, which is not the ship you start with. The first ship you start with, you'll find you'll only probably have one console slot for each of these, and you'll probably only have 2 weapons facing forward, 1 weapon facing aft, and it is very slow and turns ridiculously slow, and it's just proper crap. But don't worry about it, because every 10 levels you get the chance to buy a new one. So if you are a tactical player like myself, you need to stick to small and fast. You can get the tactical cruiser at the end if you really wish, but that means you're going to cut out a lot of your abilities which rely on you being small and fast. Engineer, you want to go with big heavy cruisers, high on shields, high on hull, so that you can take as much damage as you want, because the cruiser is your tank, and that's for your engineers are going to be built towards keeping that alive. A lot of your skills will be around boosting shields and boosting hull and so on like that. And then obviously science will be your healer, team heals and all the rest of it. So those ships are, you can actually spot them more easily because it will just say science ship, and then if you pick science, you need to stick in one of them pretty much throughout the whole game. So going on to weapons, I recommend, and I think a lot of more experienced players will recommend, that you always try and stick to the same energy type throughout. So as you see on this, I've gone for phasers all over, and then to complement them I have tactical phaser relays on my tactical consoles, giving me plus 28.1 phaser damage, because there's 2 of them. That's stacked up which is why I'd suggest sticking with the same energy type, because you can stack your consoles and make sure every phaser on your ship is firing at its highest possible damage. And always then obviously at the front of your ship go with a torpedo. I go quantums, but I'm not going to say they're the best, because there are probably other torpedoes that are better, but for me it works to use quantum torpedoes because they are fast and they can't be shot down. What else? Yeah, so going into your actual ship itself, this shields, deflector, impulse engine and warp. At the start of the game you'll be getting all kinds of different ones. There'll be like different marks, but always try and keep the highest mark of whatever in the slot that it is. Usually if you go by value at the bottom, it'll tell you at the beginning of the game by value what is the best item to have on your ship at any one time. But when you get to the end game stuff, you want to try and create a ship set, and you get them from doing all the reputations, the daily missions, and getting that reputation up to tier 5, and then eventually you'll be able to get all of the set. Now as you notice, I'm still missing the shields, so I'm still running the Riemann prototype covariant shield that you get from the Vault mission, which I can't seem to find a better one just yet, but I do have the Delta Alliance deflector, the Delta Alliance hyper efficient engines, and the Delta Alliance transjector warp core, which they give you a lot of cool abilities. Like one of them, I can jump forward 50 kilometers in space, and that's just for having those 3 things on my ship. Obviously the different reputations will give you different abilities. I'm not again saying that Delta is gonna be the best, just whatever works for you. And if you're wondering what these are on my console slots, because I've paid and got my tier 4, 5 and 6 Defiance, I end up with this, the Universal Quantum Warhead Module, cloaking device, and the phaser quad cannons. And now if you look down the list on them, because it says I have 3 of 3 on the stealth ship set, it means I can have all these lovely abilities there that complement my ship. obviously if you haven't got a C-star ship, you're not going to be able to get those sorts of abilities, so you know, save your dilithium and try and buy one with that eventually. Or I would actually suggest just, you know, go and buy like one tier 6 or tier 5 ship, and that'll probably last you, you know, throughout your life of the game. What else do I need to tell people about? Oh yeah, weapon build, sorry, yeah. So you don't have to go with, like me, I've gone with cannons. So all my ship bridge officer skills are tailored toward cannons. I do cannon, scatter, volley, and I've got that on twice. You can have rapid fire, but that only shoots one target. But cannon, scatter, volley, if I have it on twice with 2 bridge officers, it means it'll queue up faster, and I'll get to do it more often, and hopefully you get to the point where you pretty much just do cannon scatter constantly. But you can use beams, and in which case you want beam fire at will, and have that on 2 of your tactical officers so they do it constantly, and you'll find that your DPS increases exponentially. And obviously my other bridge officer does a torpedo spread. I have torpedo spread 3 and torpedo spread 2, so yeah, when you watch me fight, I literally spit bullets from every orifice. It's amazing. So what else can I teach you? Right, yeah, I'll show you how to change bridge officer skills. So what you want to do is you want to come to Earth Space Dock and come into this room here where you get your missions from Admiral Quinn. Come down these stairs and speak to this guy here, and he will give you options to buy training manuals, and they will teach your bridge officers any and all new skills you feel that you want. So I've already bought some, so I can show you this. So you want to go to ship and crew, skills, crew stations, crew stations, and then there you go, there's all your bridge officer skills all highlighted. So because I bought a lot of tactical ones, I'll just show you on these that if I wanted to change that, I just need to go down. Because I've already bought the training manual for these, I can pick one, so we'll unlock that, press OK, and then there you go, now she can do beam fire at will. But because I don't use beams, absolutely pointless for me, so we'll put that back. So there you go, and that's how to change your bridge officer skills. Crack on with that. You can do obviously the same for your engineering officer and your science officer. Just make sure you've got the stuff that you like. You can look at this as an example if you want. Now if you look at this person here, they don't have tactical skills even though they're in a tactical slot, but because this is a Lieutenant Commander Tactical Pilot station, so I have had to buy somebody with the pilot specialization, and then they can do some cool pilot skills for me, like attack pattern Lambada and reinforcement squadron 1 and form up, which when you see me fight you'll notice that I do these cool little tricky things all the time, and that's part of the result of that. So what else can I show you? No, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, so once you've got equipped all those skills, you need to return to your ship. Which for some reason is taking a while. And then you want to hold down circle, and you'll notice that your new skill will appear in there. Now what you might also notice is all these are green on mine. They have a little green box around them, and what that is if you don't know already, you are crucifying yourself in space. Is when you highlight one of these and you press R1, you can toggle auto execute, which yours will probably look like that, and when you press that button you can have it execute whenever possible. Now that is something you need to have on all of your circle abilities, all of your triangle abilities, and all of your square abilities. And then I'd even go through your L2 abilities and see which ones you can do there, and the same on the other one, on L1, and all that will just make it happen the second you get into combat, and it'll keep queuing it up every time it's cooled down, and it saves you the hassle of always having to cycle through and, you know, oh, which one, oh no, I'm getting shot now I need to turn. You will not have any of that crap. You'll just be able to crack on and kick ass. So that's it for this training video, guys. I hope I've been a bit of a help to you. Please feel free to leave me any comments telling me how much of a dickhead I am. I don't mind, and I'll post a few more for tonight, and they are going to be on some missions, so look forward to seeing your comments on them. So thank you very much, and over and out.